Peace, this is S.S.Oracle, Shadow and Soul Oracle. This is Savvy. I started doing this reading on an individual or many going through an awakening process as far as like alchemy, like what's transforming and what's changing. So I wanted to come on and share it before I started pulling more cards. But I started pulling from my Starseed Oracle deck. So if you resonate with being a Starseed, this message may be for you. Okay, so it's like a spontaneous kind of awakening that's happening right now. Like the catalyst for this awakening could have been something that was traumatic or what you would call world shattering. And it's forcing you to have to integrate and have to change some things that you're doing in your reality, in your life. And there's like no way to turn back from this. Like it's already happening. It's like being on a roller coaster ride, right? It's like you already sat down, you pulled the bar down, like it's moving, like it's going up, it's about to drop. There is no, let's stop it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna happen. Like, so you're in the process of transforming and needing to integrate either some concepts or knowledge that you may possess in terms of healing, or, just seeing possibly how things connect. I don't know what kind of things you may resonate with spiritually, but this card came out saying that you'll survive this, right? That new solutions and beginnings are, in your favor. Like there's things that are in your favor. It's just a matter of inquiring within, as some people say, or looking within, like where your outside world may be turned around and turned upside down, or there's things that are just being destroyed or things that are crumbling down. It's like there's still a balance within you. Like you can't focus on the outside world to give you confirmation for what's happening on a higher spiritual level, because in this realm, we deal with opposites, right? We deal with the polarity. So what looks like something destructive externally in the world, like there's a reconstruction going on the inside. So it's like if you see destruction on the outside, there's reconstruction going on the inside of you. And you have a star family or a team of souls that can support you in this. You're not the only person that's ever gone through this process and that will ever go through this process, right? Again, back to the catalyst for this whole thing. Like this happens when there are major transitions in life, birth of a child, deaths, any type of transition that kind of forces you to change how you view reality and how you move in reality. And so, this is just a very emotional time too. And it kind of makes you not want to deal with any practical matters, but it's very important for you to take care of yourself, okay, to stay grounded. I'm going to pull some of these chakra zodiac oracles to get into some planets. What was that? Or some chakras here. The crown chakra fell down. So enlightenment, in terms of what you know, enlightenment is not what you know about the world, it's what you know about yourself in relation to it. So how are you interpreting what's going on around you? And from a place of being centered, again, inquiring within, how do you stay grounded? What is your method and practices for staying grounded in this world? What are your spiritual practices? That's what needs to come online right now. That's what needs to be integrated. This was the integration card that came out, talking about a spontaneous awakening. Okay, the blue flame. The blue flame is about connecting to a higher power and having a higher power. Oops, that was upside down. But you see how like those other beings, like this is one of them and then many of them. So it's like you're not the only one who is receiving this download or going through this activation right now, but that blue flame represents a higher consciousness and a higher connection and higher powers and inner child energy as well. Like there's like it's going to be okay, like affirmation that comes with this. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You're going to transition through this. You're going to transform through this. You're going to be made new through this. You're going to revive through this. But let's see what other kind of support is here. So we had crown chakra with enlightenment. So, all those things that you've known, that you've studied, that you've, claimed as truth or resonated with truth. Like you got to start really integrating those things into your life now. It can't just be stuff that's in your head. Don't be so in your head, okay? You got to put it in your whole body and put it into your movements and being practical. This is the ear chakra. This is listening for guidance. That deals with throat chakra as well. We're talking about the blue flame here. So the throat chakra is speaking and listening. So we have listen for guidance here too. So throat chakra, healing or activation may be something you want to look into if that's something that you resonate with. But listening for guidance can also be, person to person, maybe people in your life, but also intuitive communication. All right, we're dealing with the higher chakras here, so it could be intuitive communication, how you listen to your intuition and how you follow certain nudges. You may be getting nudges to make certain moves or make certain decisions, but they have to be practical. They have to be in alignment with a self that is evolved and healthy. You don't want to get into any poor habits right now, is what it is, because it's easy, especially when we're going through a tough time and going through hard transitions. Like, we want comfort, and sometimes when we seek comfort, we're seeking things that may not be healthy for us. Okay, especially when we're receiving information too. This is in regard to fasting. Like, you want to have a light body so you can receive higher vibrational messages and hear them and actually comprehend them. Okay, so not indulging in too many things that may heavy your vibration or even heavy your body or make you not feel well. This is like when we go through things. This might be somebody specific, but it's like overindulging. Like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to overindulge. Okay, like your guides, your star family, all the souls that resonate with this kind of energy, like, have had to go through this process of keeping themselves light in the body, in the mind, in the heart. Okay, very important. So having some type of thing that grounds you, right? There are solutions. There are solutions. I may say, like, I don't know what to do. There's nothing I can do. There's always something that you can do. You got to get spiritual with it. There's always something. If you feel there's nothing practical in the physical world that you can do, there's always something that you can do spiritually to keep yourself grounded and to keep yourself in a high vibration and to keep yourself trusting in the things that you're not sure of. Because, again, this is a time where things may be confusing, right? And you don't know what you're going to do or how you're going to do it or where you're going to go. Spiritual foundations are extremely important. That's what they're for, okay? We have detective, Scorpio, so you could be a Scorpio, or you have a dominant or powerful Scorpio placement in your birth chart. But this is the detective card, and it says, I desire. Maybe looking into your desires, taking a really, really deep dive and inventory in the things that you desire. And the things that you have too. Like, the opposite of Scorpio is Taurus, and Taurus is about the things that you have, like your possessions, the things that you possess, like having what you desire. I gave this intuitive message some days ago about affirming to yourself that you have what you desire. I desire what I have, and this falls back on like principles of your spirituality, right? Where it's like where you say affirmations like, I am confident, or I am brave, or I am strong. Like, those are very important and powerful affirmations to say to yourself. Like, because in times where we feel unbalanced and where our world is shook up, like, we need to remind ourselves that we are strong, that we are confident, that we are able to get through things like that. You have to reaffirm yourself of that, because when we go through things, it's easy to slip back into the consciousness and the mind state of doubting ourselves. Okay, so you have to remind yourself, you have to really look into how you're feeling about yourself too. Scorpio's a water sign, so we're dealing with emotions here and how you feel, and all feelings are valid. So if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel frustrated, if you feel angry, valid, very valid. Okay, don't think that you're not supposed to feel it just because it's uncomfortable. But again, it's like, what do you do with these emotions? Like, how do you balance yourself? Whoever I'm speaking to, there are things that you know. Okay, there are things that you know. It's just a matter of integrating them into your experience now. All right, let me pull one more of these. We have patterns. Hall of Mirrors, Palace, that's the asteroid, astrologically. So really, again, taking a deep look at yourself. Like, doesn't this look like a hand mirror? Looks like a hand mirror. You got to look at yourself, because there's a pattern of when things kind of go, sideways, or things get kind of chaotic in your life. There's a pattern that happens with you. You might spiral into certain behaviors and habits that may not be good. And this is the time that it's becoming obvious too. Like, you'll be able to see it clearly now. Like, maybe it's been unconscious that when things kind of get shaky in your life, you kind of like fall back into some past patterns and habits. And now you're seeing that this isn't something that you're meant to do. You're meant to elevate above that. You're meant to act in ways that are of a higher consciousness, right? Again, the enlightenment card. What do you know about yourself? Right? This is your knowing. You're coming to know yourself. That it's okay. Like, you can, again, back to calling in support. Like, I don't know if you have certain ancestors or spirit guides that you work with, angels that you work with, but that's real, okay? That's real. Just knowing that you're not the only one who's dealt with this kind of energy and this kind of transition, So it's like a blind spot. It's like a blind spot. It's like one of those, I don't really know what's happening to me, but this is somebody that has knowledge. You have awareness. It's just, again, when we go through things in this physical world, like, sometimes it's like, forget all that spiritual stuff. Like, that's how it feels. Maybe that's how you feel. Forget all that spiritual stuff. But you cannot forget the spiritual stuff. Okay? That's the anchor. That's what we need to help us transition through tough times and when things are unclear. Okay? So just take a look into yourself deeply and remember who you are and what you are, and remind yourself of who you are and what you are with your affirmations. Keep your ears open, right? And not just your ear. It's not just like hearing with your ears. It's just being vigilant of certain signs and things like that too, because things are open right now for you to be aware of. It's just you can't stay in the forget all this spiritual stuff. Okay, because the energy is opening itself up for you to receive support. But if you're going to deny that aspect of life because things are so hard, it's going to be even harder to have a balance or to feel anchored. Okay, so don't forget your spiritual knowledge and things that you know to be true about yourself. Okay. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the services I have to offer, click the link in the description. Peace.